What did you do? You ended up with the MVP trophy on the championship Super Bowl team. Congratulations.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I mean, you were running like a dog looking for some steak, okay?
Kenneth Walker, the running back. It begins from the 35. And Walker, as he loves to do, bounces it outside, right around the first down as he's knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. It is a pickup of 10. It's up. 2nd and 10. Trying to get Walker to bounce to the outside. There he goes. Walker down the sideline. Kenneth Walker into Patriots territory. Might be out of bounds farther back around the 46-yard line.
The ball at first, and then he makes one of those jump cuts and takes off.
Towards ACL in the divisional round victory over the Niners. Walker moving inside, and there's that speed to the outside. Pass Gonzalez on the edge and pushed out of bounds. Another strip.
Watch him set up the linebacker and the tackle so he can bounce out the other way. He's going to take that little jab step inside, and not only is he that fast, he is also one of those guys that's sort of built like a tank. You know, he's not very tall, but he's squarely built, and he...
Welcome, everyone, to my channel, Mr. Maine Podcast. I'm Mr. Maine. Last night was a great game, Super Bowl 60. The Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots by the score of 29-13. The 13 points that came in the fourth quarter by the New England Patriots came in garbage time, where the Seattle defense were just preventing the big plays. They weren't trying to give up the touchdowns. Seattle dominated this game. Field goal game in the beginning, all the way to the third quarter. All you had was Jason Myers kicking field goal. Both defenses were stout. New England defense was stout. Seattle defense was also stout. Nobody wanted to give up the touchdown until the fourth quarter. This was a great game. Even had Bad Bunny halftime show. Sam Darnold won his first Super Bowl after being released by the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings made a terrible mistake by letting Sam Darnold walk in the offseason. They're probably kicking themselves right now for doing that, for holding on to J.J. McCarthy, who has been nothing but injury prone for the past 2 seasons. Only time can tell if he's going to turn out to be a great quarterback or not. We'll see. But so far, letting Sam Darnold walk was the biggest mistake the Minnesota Vikings did. He led them to a 14-3 record and a Super Bowl win. Coach Mike McDonald, in his second season, has won a Super Bowl. The Baltimore Ravens got to be kicking themselves for letting him go to the Seattle. They turn around and fire John Harbaugh. If they had kept Mike McDonald, he probably would have been the head coach of Baltimore as we speak. So as I'm looking at it, the Ravens made a mistake for letting Mike McDonald. And the Minnesota made a mistake by letting Sam Darnold walk. Seattle just happened to be in the right place at the right time to scoop them up.
Lombardi Trophy to the Seattle Seahawks, and there's your MVP, K9. Kenneth Walker with 135 yards rushing, 161 yards overall, and now this is the list And Kenneth is here with us.
When you get onto the edge like you do so well, this ability to bounce the ball, right? You setting it. We saw it time and time again. You've done it so well all year, but again, it showed up especially early. That mindset of getting to the edge. Here it is again, right? We're going to get outside. Where does it come from, man? Is it something that's always been innate for you?
Yeah, growing up, I'm always with my pops. So my pops always talked about if everybody going this way and go the opposite way. So I still take that into account. I knew I could set those guys up a certain way. So watching film helped that a lot too. So studying helped that a lot.
About your quarterback, man, because everybody, like, he's been one of the most scrutinized players in this league all season. The ups, the downs, but he's continued to show up. Big night tonight, not turning the football over. Just give us a little bit about him.
Honestly, it's inspirational how he continued to keep his composure through everything he's been through.
Yeah.
I remember I asked him about his journey. I don't know when I asked, but it was sometime this season. I asked him, how did he go through all of that adversity, and how his mindset was during all those times. And honestly, he didn't flinch, and it shows in his game. If he makes a mistake, he continues to keep that same mindset, and that's what you need in a quarterback and a leader of your team.
In their 2 weeks prepping up for this game, obviously they're a tremendous defense as you guys got ready. Did you have a sense that you'd be able to run the ball against them?
Yeah, definitely. I trust in my O-line. I trust in my wide receivers and tight ends. So I seen all week how people would talk about how good they were, and we knew they were a good team. So, we studied film, and, the coaches put us in a great position as well to make plays.
The Seattle Seahawks won this game easily by the score of 29-13. Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker III, he had a hell of a game. He had 27 carries, 135 yards, and the Super Bowl MVP award on top. Seattle Seahawks has won 2 Super Bowls so far in their history. The last Super Bowl they won was with Russell Wilson, part of the Legion of Boom, the original. This Seattle team looks very scary for next season because all the pieces are still going to be there. Sam Darnold, he's still going to be there. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's still going to be there. Kenneth Walker, he's still going to be there. Last but not least, the coach, Mike McDonald, he's still going to be there. So they're a force to be reckoned with. Seattle Seahawks have a high percentage to repeat as champions. They had that opportunity before when Pete Carroll caught a bad play, caught a pass play instead of a run play. Because if they'd called a run play and gave the ball to Marshawn Lynch, they would have scored a touchdown to win Super Bowl 49. But instead, he called a pass play. They got deflected and intercepted by Malcolm Butler. And they lost that Super Bowl, so they didn't win 2 in a row. But they have the chance to make history again and come next season. They have a chance to win 2 in a row because this is a great team and all the key pieces are still intact. They got all their weapons. The Rams is going to be good and tough. And there's also got the Chicago Bears, who's playing very good up on the rise with Caleb Williams. So next season, it's going to be even harder for the Seahawks to repeat as champions. Can't wait for next season. Seahawks, they did a wonderful job, and the city is probably planning a parade pretty soon this coming week. It's great to be a Seahawks fan. I gave you guys a prediction that the Seahawks was going to win, and sure enough, they did. Seahawks won this game. For the New England Patriots, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and see what they did wrong in this game. But I can tell you right now, it's inexperience by Drake May. He's a hell of a quarterback. He's in his second year. He hasn't gotten to that Tom Brady level yet, but he's getting there. He's just going to get better from this point on. So next season, he's going to be better than this season. He's going to improve. Drake May, he's a superstar. I can see it. It's just a matter of time. He got all the weapons there with him in New England. He can pass. He can run. He's star power. This just wasn't his day. It just wasn't his time. But he will win Super Bowls in the future. Mike Vrabel, hell of a coach. They got a good coach in Mike Vrabel. And he will win a Super Bowl with the Patriots. With Drake May. They're going to go back to the drawing board. They're going to make some decisions on some key players, key positions in the drafts, in free agency, and they're going to come back stronger next season. I see New England being better offensively and defensively. Yeah, you might see a rematch next year in 2027, this time around. Who knows? But New England, there's nothing to hang their head on. They went out on their shield. When the game was out of reach, they still was trying to score points. They still was trying to get in it. Some team would have gave up by then and let the score just be what it is, but they're still crawling. They still got touchdown by Matt Collins. They got touchdown from Stevenson. Drake May still playing hard in the fourth quarter when the game was out of reach. So the Patriots, they'll be back. They'll be back on the big stage.
Every year, unfortunately, somebody loses this game, and we can't take it out on the people that love us the most. And I try to tell them they got to find a place to get with those people tonight and thank them and hug them, because they'll be the ones that are there when you lose to the Steelers and you lose to the Bills and you lose to the Raiders and you lose the Super Bowl. They're gonna be the ones that love you no matter what. And I think we have a bunch of great guys, and I'm sure this will bother them for a while, and then we'll have to get back to work.
Yeah, he was a heartbeat. No doubt about that. He was he's the big reason why we're here. He's always the same, and look forward to my relationship with him for a long time. He's a great person and hell of a football coach. It's a business at this level, but it's more than that. It's more than that. In a game like this, and yeah, I think that's about it. It's more than a business. There's people in there that are doing it, not for the money or the fame, and that's what's cool about this team.
The New England Patriots overachieved this year. They won 14 games and lost 3 games. The previous season, they only won 3 and lost 14. They hired Mike Vrabel in January 2025. I knew that they was going to improve and win at least 7 or 8 games, but I had no idea they was going to win 14. They won their division and also was the number 2 seed in the AFC. They won their first home game in the playoffs against the Los Angeles Chargers 16-3. They won the second game, defeated the Houston Texans 28-16, which I'm very surprised because Houston was really dominant in the second part of the season, and their defense was very stout. They went to Denver and beat the Broncos, but the Broncos didn't have their starting quarterback because of an ankle injury, Bo Nix, and beat them in that snow blizzard in Mile High by the score of 10-7. So the Patriots really overachieved this year. Nobody would have thought that a team that won 3 games last year was going to win 14 games this year and make it all the way to the Super Bowl. They got to the Super Bowl and they met their match, the Seattle Seahawks, which is a very good team. And the Patriots, we all knew they had a good defense, but the offense was susceptible. The Seattle Seahawks, they exposed that. In the first half, really, the first 3/4 of the game, Drake May couldn't do anything. And the Patriots couldn't run the ball either. They couldn't run, they couldn't pass, they couldn't do anything the first 3 quarters. They got 2 touchdowns in the game in the 4th quarter when the game was really out of reach. And in desperation mode, they just start throwing the ball and throw caution in the air. And individual players made plays, and that's how they got the 2 touchdowns at the end. But the Patriots, they really overachieved this year.